Anyway. I still can't drive. My mom has not changed her mind about that. For whatever reason. But anyway. Happy Friday. How's it going? Anything new? That's what I also got. I'm almost done reading this book. Very interesting read. I'm on the chapter about soliloquies, so I think it's like chapter 20 something. Not really new information I got for y'all as far as researching politics. As far as her politics this week, 47 gave a speech last night. I was watching the news this morning, but only for like an hour. And not much was talked about it. Which I thought was interesting. So usually they like dissect everything. The thing that they talked about most was I think there was bets made on the if he's gonna stay on cue on the teleprompter. They said, oh, did they do that with Melania or just with 47? Anyway, I didn't catch it last night. I stayed over at, my sister had to go out of town. She didn't have to, but she did. She went out of town to Houston, and then she drove back. She got in late, around 11:30 p.m. last night, and so I was staying over at Indy's. She does have cable, but her remotes, I never know how to get to the cable, so I just watch either Netflix or Hulu. But I was reading around the time when the speech was given. That book right over there. Soliloquies, it's fascinating. Anyway. Just show my tan line. Anyway. Kind of in the hill country here. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of hard to tell because it's just stuff. But anyway. Not much else going on. I've heard also about bombing Iran for 6 straight days. I think it's kind of, I hate to say funny because I don't want to be belittling things, but this back and forth about the Strait of Hormuz, whether it's open. First it was Iran needs to open it. It's closed because there's a blockade. They're going to charge tolls. Now they're not charging tolls. I feel like we're all witnessing like a business meeting that we haven't been invited to. Kind of back and forth. The strait's open. The strait, close the strait. International waterways. I'm wondering, since I can't really keep a tab on the conversation, the business meeting conversation, this could have been an email. Crack myself up sometimes. I just think it's interesting. I said, well, this is what I don't hear on the news too. When people talk about it is the numbers. You can't charge a toll on international waters. Well, okay, fine then. You do me a favor, I'll do you a favor then. Okay. Some more business meetings. But if you happen to be keeping up with the news, they've been talking about it. If you haven't been keeping up with the news and you're just now hearing about it, I don't think I've really cleared it up for you. But you know, it's kind of neither here nor there. But there is a bombing for 6 straight days. But yeah, I guess to be serious, is there's a gardener right there. Oh, he's leaving. Anyway. Anyway. There's a Hyatt country resort and spa over there. I'm not sure what highway we're on. It looks like they're building a business like right in front of it. And this is something I've been getting really mad about here in San Antonio and surrounding areas. Oh my God, there's been so much flooding. Another side note, there's been so much flooding in Texas. Can you see? There's been so much flooding here in Texas, and I just want to take a moment out for the people going through that. So, so anyway, oh, you know what? SeaWorld is right over there. You can't really tell, but there's a highway, and SeaWorld is like literally right over there. And I think about it, this is how we enter, right? We enter in through here, and there's an exit, and it feeds into the access road of the highway. Anyway, what's really been getting a pebble in my shoe, busting my nerve. Okay, ready? Is they're building all this stuff. I don't know who it is. They're building all this stuff, and I said, you know, it really detracts from what do you call it? It really detracts from the hill country vibe. Let's say you go to La Cantera, which I think has gone a little downhill. It's seen better days, I think. But, you know, maybe the pendulum swings and all that. But there's this La Cantera Resort and Spa next to La Cantera. And if you happen to be an outside investor, not from hill country in general, not necessarily the ones in San Antonio, I think that's a great blueprint and example of what people think a hill country vibe is like. Unfortunately, it is right next to UTSA 1604, but that's kind of like a cul-de-sac kind of situation. Doesn't really bleed out too much, but anyway, there is a resort and spa, La Cantera, next to La Cantera shopping outlets, and I think they've done a good job of this hill country situation they got going on. They've improved upon this hill country instead of just been like, we scrapping the hill country altogether and doing something else type situation. So anyway, I ran. What I haven't seen, I've seen a lot of different reporters, and I'm just like, where are you from? I'm always side-eyeing them. Anyway, charging and toll, why are you getting so upset about that? I haven't heard not one facts and figures. The price of oil, the price of a barrel, this how much export, so the Strait of Hormuz exports, whether it's Iran or a different country, how much is this strait exporting? And what goes in? Is it just ships go out and empty ships go back in to get refill? I just want to make that point, because I see a lot of times, whether it's in these past 5.5 years that I've been kind of doing all this with y'all, I've seen things that are kind of like, oh, it's $1 billion, this many millions of dollars, and sometimes we hear that number, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's such a big number, and it's never really like broken down or kind of situationalized or whatever. Maybe that number is not so drastic, knowing if we know certain things, but if you just give us this number of how much money is being spent, a bond or whatever, we're just kind of like, whoa, and stuff like that. Obviously, the potential to show your excellence in handling money. Okay. But anyway, what do you call it? I just think that part's interesting. I haven't heard not one fact and figure about the money of it, which I think is interesting, considering it's been the Republican argument that Iran, the leader, has been assassinated, and I think Soleimani, I wanted to do a little bit more research, but there's a Soleimani, I think was it in 2020? Which at the time, he wasn't like the leader, but he was kind of like, I can't remember, I think it was Soleimani is from Iran, I can't remember. But anyway, my point of all that is oh, my mom's almost done. She's been moved out to the recovery room. They text me. But anyway, so that's my point. I haven't really heard any facts and figures about the money, and I think it's especially interesting considering it's really their only resource, considering the leader has been taken out of the military in 2020, and I think their military do they say Navy and stuff over there? And then also, I think I saw this week that the Democrats are going to be really pushing this not funding Israel, which well, that's fine, whatever. I wonder what that entails and what that means. Anyway, yeah, I gotta go to check on my mom, and so I will talk to y'all later. Happy Friday. Y'all have a good one. She's gonna be out of it, so I really don't want to miss it. And so I'll talk to y'all later. Happy Friday.